How the blockchain works. To the average person, blockchain appears complex. Well, if you think it is complex, you're probably not far from the truth. I thought the same thing myself until I was able to get a grasp of what it's all about. Blockchain might be complex. Nonetheless, as soon as you understand its concept at the core, you'll find it to be really simple. If you must grasp the concept of blockchain, you should have an understanding of a database. In its simplest form, when a portfolio of information is electronically stored on a computer system, it's referred to as a database. The data contained in a database gets stored in a form of tables. This way, it's easy for anyone to get the exact information they seek very easily. A database is sometimes mistaken for a spreadsheet. While they have some similarities, they are different. Spreadsheets are used by a small group of people and don't contain a lot of information. Database, on the other hand, can house a lot of info. Additionally, there are no limitations to the number of people that can gain access to a database. In the same way as a database has some similarities with a spreadsheet, blockchain and a database are also similar. Nonetheless, they have marked differences. The data contained in a database and the information contained in blockchain are structured differently. In a blockchain, data is stored in groups. These groups are called blocks. Every block has a storage limit. As soon as it gets full, it's linked to the block before it. These linked blocks form a chain of information which is called blockchain. In a database, information is structured in tables. However, in a blockchain, data is structured into blocks and linked to form a chain. Going by this, every blockchain is a database. However, not all databases are blockchains. The structure of blockchains ensures that you have access to a time frame of data that cannot be reversed. When a block gets added to the chain, it gets an accurate timestamp. There is a lot blockchain can be used to achieve. However, to have an easy understanding of how it works, you must study how it was put to work in Bitcoin. If you like these videos and want to see more, make sure you leave us a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on post notifications to be the first to watch all our new and exciting videos. So how does Bitcoin use blockchain? For Bitcoin to pile up its blockchain, it has to work with a group of computers. Bitcoin simply uses blockchain as a kind of database in which every Bitcoin transaction is stored. Quite unlike a good number of databases, Bitcoin does not make use of computers in a single room. It makes use of different computers in different locations. Furthermore, these computers are run by different people. Let me help you have an easy understanding of the way Bitcoin uses blockchain. Picture a firm with a server that is made up of 5,000 computers which house details about all their clients. These 5,000 computers are all in one location. Also, the firm is completely in charge of the computers. Just like a firm with a server with 5,000 computers, Bitcoin makes use of lots of computers. However, the computers housing its blockchain are in different locations. Also, they're run by different people. This is the beginning of decentralization. Blockchain is famous for its decentralization feature. While it can be used in a centralized form, Bitcoin makes use of it in a decentralized manner. Every blockchain has a different node. Each of these nodes contains a complete record of the data the blockchain houses right from the beginning. So long Bitcoin is concerned, this data contains every single Bitcoin transaction. You know what this means. If there is an error with a single node, it can rely on the other nodes to fix its problem. Going by this, it's simple for a node in the network to change the information it contains. Therefore, this means it's impossible to reverse the transaction history of every block that is part of Bitcoin's blockchain. If there is an altercation of the records of transaction on Bitcoin, the untouched nodes will check out one another and find out the node with the altercation. This way, the order of events are transparent. So long Bitcoin is concerned, this detail is simply a compilation of transactions. That, however, is not all that blockchain can do. Blockchain can be used in storing data such as a firm's product inventory, state identifications, and legal contracts. Bitcoin's blockchain are decentralized. Due to this, the use of blockchain explorers, or a personal node, makes it possible for individuals to view the various transactions as they are carried out. As new blocks get conformed and are made part of the chain, every node comes with its duplicate of the updated chain. This means it's possible to track a Bitcoin anywhere it is. Since Bitcoin became a thing, a couple of exchanges have been hacked, and those who own the Bitcoins lost their Bitcoins. Although the hacker might not be known, it is possible to trace the extracted Bitcoin. This means if the Bitcoin gets spent, they could be recovered. If this is something to go by, it's safe to assume you really can't be robbed of your Bitcoin. Blockchain has lots of features that make it amazing. One of them is how secure it is. With blockchain, trust and security are never really an issue. In blockchain technology, fresh blocks are not just added, they're added chronologically and linearly. This means they only get added into the blockchain's end. When you study Bitcoin's blockchain, you'll notice that the blocks are not just positioned but are positioned at the end. This end is known as a height. You might never find a system as safe as blockchain, and here's why. It's possible to alter the contents of a block after it becomes part of a blockchain. This is a very difficult task. For the contents of a block to be altered, a consensus has to be reached by the majority. The reason for this is every blockchain comes with its hash. At this point, I don't think a majority of people will agree to do something that's gonna hurt them. That's not all. It also has the hash of the block preceding it. Hash codes exist because of the math function that converts digital information to chords of letters and numbers. If there's an altercation of such information, there will be a change in the hash code. Imagine a hacker trying to change the blockchain in a bid to steal Bitcoin from other people. If this hacker simply altered their copy, it wouldn't fit into other people's copy. As soon as others in the system carry out a cross-reference of their copies with one another, they would notice the difference in the hacker's copy and it'd be treated as illegal. Also, this hacker could get arrested. For a hack to be successful with blockchain, the hacker will not only need to alter their own copy, but 51% of the copies of the blockchain. When this is done, their own copy will be the majority and ultimately the legitimate chain. Although this doesn't sound impossible, for it to be executed, a lot of resources will have to be sacrificed. Now, what's the point of sacrificing lots of resources for a project you're not certain will yield results? That's not all. The blocks will have to be redone since their hash codes and timestamps will change. Bitcoin has a large network and is growing very fast. Due to this, the amount of time a hacker will spend to eventually hack a Bitcoin is far from being affordable. While this will be very expensive, it just won't be costly. It'll most likely be futile. The reason is, as you've probably imagined, such move will definitely get noticed. As soon as other members of the network notice this change, they'll move to a version of the fork that is yet to be affected. When other members of the network leave, the Bitcoin version that was attacked will lose value. We both know Bitcoin is useless when its value drops. This way, the attacker will become of no use, as the attacker will simply be in charge of an asset that has no worth. If for any reason the attacker tries launching an attack on the new Bitcoin fork, the same process will repeat itself. The network was designed to make attacking it very expensive, so there's really no need to even attempt it. Although blockchain was made popular by Bitcoin, it's very different from Bitcoin and as such has to be treated differently. Blockchain was designed to make room for the recording and distribution of digital information. However, it was not designed to give room for the editing of digital information. This technology got outlined by W. Scott Stornetta and Stuart Haber in 1991. They came about this technology because they were trying to create a system which would not give room for the twist of document timestamps. While blockchain was invented in 1991, it had to wait about 2 decades for the launch of Bitcoin to become seeing any tangible application. While Bitcoin is dependent on blockchain to function, it's very different. According to Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, it is a cash system that operates electronically. Also, it's a peer-to-peer and does not involve a third party. When blockchain and Bitcoin are placed side by side, you must understand that Bitcoin makes use of blockchain technology because blockchain makes it possible for transparent transactions to be carried out. Nonetheless, theoretically, blockchain can be used to do a lot more. At the moment, there are lots of projects that are blockchain-based. These projects are targeted at making blockchain more than just a tool for keeping records of transactions, but a tool that can be used by the average person in the society. An example of this is the use of blockchain in the democratic electoral process. Because of its transparency, it'll be a lot more difficult to execute fraudulent voting. How is this supposed to work? With the use of blockchain technology, every citizen of a country that'll take part in the voting process will be given a token. Furthermore, every candidate participating in the electoral process is given a wallet address. So what every citizen needs to do is send their token to the address of whatever candidate they want to vote into power. Since blockchain is traceable and transparent, there will be no need for votes to be counted by humans. Also, it'll be impossible to tamper with the election results. Blockchain might be famous for storing data of monetary transactions. Nonetheless, blockchain can also be used in storing data about different transactions that are not monetary. At the moment, some of the largest firms in the world already make use of blockchain technology in storing transactions. Some of these firms are Unilever, Siemens, AIG, Pfizer, and Walmart. Furthermore, IBM has come up with Food Trust blockchain. This blockchain helps in tracing the process food products have to go through before reaching its location.